Alright, ayun. So what's up and good day again to everyone, to the BTP community. So welcome back again to another daily process and market update video for today, June 24, 2025. So it's around 5:02 p.m. Philippine time. So pasensya na again, hindi tayo nakapag-create ng ating weekly briefing video yesterday. So nag-create naman ako ng memo to everyone para at least ma-brief kayo on what's happening with the market. So recent market headlines, of course, yung Iran, Israel, pati yung US involvement with Israel-Iran war. So the market initially dropped lower. Pero end of day, Monday session, ito yung makikita natin, no? Parang the market is pricing in magde-escalate na yung war since na-involved na yung US, and pinakita ng US yung strength niya overall in terms of military capabilities. So most likely Iran will back off now, and as of now may ceasefire agreement na sila. So the market reacted to it yesterday. Parang ayun nga, pinakaisin na ng ceasefire agreement. So the markets were up. The SPY is up by halos 1%. The Qs, the Dow Jones also 1% up. IWM small caps 1.22% up. MDY 0.9% up. And looking at our growth versus value spectrum, growth outperformed value, which is a sign of a risk on type of sentiment, diba? Kasi you have growth outperforming value. In terms of sectors naman, yesterday we only have XLE na down sector or down for the trading session. So we're expecting, diba, if there is a war, tapos oil rises or US oil goes up, XLE usually goes up as well. Pero yun nga, the market looks like the market is pricing in yun nga, most likely end of war na or de-escalation of the Israel-Iran war. So looking at our commodities naman, looking at precious metals, GLD slightly up 0.31%, SLV, silver ETF 0.73%, gold miners up ng onte 1.57%. Looking at volatility, 2.26% down, which is good. It's a good sign na nagdo-drop na yung volatility. Ibig sabihin, mababa na yung uncertainty. At the same time, looking at other markets, international markets, emerging markets up na rin halos 0.82%, halos 1% up. Global markets, excluding US, 0.77% up. China, 1.58% positive for the day. And of course, looking at, saan ba yun? Actually, yan lang naman importante in the international markets. Emerging markets, China, global ex-US. So looking at fixed income, kamusta ba yung fixed income markets natin? So far, so good. Also rising and showing strength, actually. Yan. So TLT is up by 0.32%. BNB, aggregate bond ETF, 0.25%. Junk bonds, 0.20% up for today's session. So kala natin, actually hindi mo masyadong titignan yung bonds right now. It's more of ano yung ginagawa ng US oil, ginagawa ng precious metals, pati ng gold miners, and the overall risk assets natin, which is yung equities. And of course yung crypto, no? Crypto ended flat by 0%. Actually good thing na in-undercut and reclaim natin yung 100k level. So we pierced below the 100k round number area but recovered above it. Right now it's trying to reclaim the 50-day, the 20-day, and the 10-day moving average. So kailangan lang natin muna makakita ng total reclaim of this key moving averages before we become truly bullish on BTC. So that's the overall market state. Looking at our indices, kamusta ba? For the past week, we traded below the 10-day moving average. Today, we reclaim, we're about to reclaim the 10-day moving average. So we're gapping up at the pre-market open. So medyo nagkaroon ng initial market shock in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the pre-market session. But right now, sustaining above the $600 round number area for the SPY. So once we close above the 10-day, the 20-day moving average, that's gonna be a good sign na the market may not become too choppy Unlike yung nangyari last 2 weeks, it was really a choppy market environment. But so far, once we reclaim these two key moving averages, most especially in 10-day, that's the time na magkakaroon tayo ng onting conviction on trading momentum and swing setups. So same story with the Qs. We're about to reclaim the 10-day moving average. Wag lang sanang gap up and then crap. Hopefully, it's a gap up and then rally. Much better if we close above this all-time high level, previous all-time high level. With the Qs, so far so good para sa akin. Medyo mature na rin tong base na to. Yung build-up pattern mo near the all-time high level. So, hindi malabong mag-break tayo ng all-time high today. But let's be open for the possibility na it's a gap and crap type of day. Lalo na medyo, ayun yan, nandyan pa rin yung war tensions in the Middle East. Hindi natin masasabi, di ba? Anything can happen. But so far, we're seeing some signs of strength in terms of equity index movement, mainly yung structure as well. Kung at the Dow Jones, we're just kissing or hugging all key moving averages or major moving averages. The 200-day, the 100-day, and the 20 and 10-day moving average. And looking at the 50-day moving average, it's sloping upward, starting to take higher or upslope. Same with IWM. Per 50-day is already upsloping. Okay, yung 100-day mo, downsloping pa rin. But at some point in time, if mo sustain tong $200 area, this neckline, this inverse head and shoulder neckline, at some point, the 50-day will cross above the 100-day. That's gonna be a clear signal na we're about to retransition to a stage 2 markup. So it looks like we're under stage 2, stage 1, mini stage 1 accumulation with respect to this trading range, and we're about to transition again to a stage 2 markup phase for small caps. So looks constructive yung IWM natin. Maybe dun tayo magkakaroon ng strong momentum in small caps. Kaya if we're gonna look at our portfolio, may onting exposure tayo with small caps. Tulad nung, Stone, STNE. We also have a small cap na TSSI, one of our main movers in the portfolio. So I'm already up by 7K in this name. Tapos yung dollar risk ko lang nata dito, if I remember, halos $500 lang. So looking at it, 7880 divided by 500. So 15R multiple gain na yung TSSI. So itong trade na to, we slowly sized up after this earnings candle low, undercut and reclaim setup. So tayo earnings gap up, undercuts, reclaims. Dito tayo nag-possession at 1390, added at 1550, even added at $16, and then we're just riding the trend right now. So that's our index review, and ang main bias ko overall is we need to prioritize rotations or maybe mag-heavyweight tayo toward small caps and mid caps. Tipong 50% small caps, pwedeng small caps or mid caps 50%. Then the rest, dun tayo mag-focus on main market leaders on the mega caps. Tulad nung Tesla recently, nag-breakout na tayo dito sa lower time frame square root pattern. So ito yung initial sell-off mo. Karoon ka na recovery, nag-create ka ng consolidation. So it's a classic square root pattern. Diba? If we're gonna look at a square root pattern or square root price pattern, you have an initial sell-off, you have a recovery, and then a consolidation. So wait lang may tumatawag lang. Okay, ayun. So, tapos na yung call, sorry. Medyo na cut off tayo dun. Anyway, it's a square root pattern. Sayang, actually, mistrade ko to. I was eyeing on this level, 320. Tapos yung stops ko sana, 310. Pero I got, paano ba? I got sidetracked with other jobs So anyway, okay lang naman. I have a total deployment of 50% in all portfolios. Actually, 80, more than 50%. More than 50%. Nasa 80% deployed pala ako. 80% deployed. So, may 20% pa ako of portfolio allocation na pwede kong i-open up with other names. So, looking at our index summary, the index summary is telling us na we're in a risk-on environment so far. Nag-transition tayo from a risk-off environment to a risk-on environment. Kahapon lang. So, from a total index composite score of, ilan ba to? 27.14 momentum composite score. We got upgraded quickly to 87.86% momentum composite score, declaring us in a risk-on market state. So, paano? Bakit ba? So, we're looking at the percent of indices up for the day. We have 100% of indices up for the day. Up for the week, 85.71%. Percent of indices above the 10 and 20 day, 71.43%. And looking at the market breadth, we have percent of stocks advancing more than 50%. Percent of stocks with positive volume spikes, 20.62%, more than 10%. And looking at breakouts, in terms of short-term breakouts, we have 9.20% of stocks printing new 20-day highs, 6.72% of stocks printing new 50-day highs, and 52-week highs, 2.9%, quite muted. But one good thing is we're printing new 20-day highs. Ibig sabihin, short-term breakouts are working. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng upgrade in the composite score. So we're under momentum land. So ideally, ang portfolio exposure mo is at 50 to 100%. Tapos, per trade, ang recommended VAR range per trade is at 0.5 to 1%. 0.5 to 1% only. Huwag ka muna mag-go beyond 1%. It's not yet a clear risk on market, no? Kaka-transition pa lang natin. So, huwag mong masyadong paluin ng malakas, tipong ganon. Kailangan mo munang tumikim-tikim, maghanap ka muna ng mga magagandang setups. You probe around by putting in a small VAR range, tipong 0.5%, and then you add on the next setups. So, mag-scale in ka na lang. So, that's that. So now let's look at our sectors. Looking at the sector highlights. Kamusta ba yung sectors natin? So far, so good. We have XLK leading, industrials also leading in terms of composite scores. Communication sector also doing good. With a 87.44% composite score. Actually, if we're gonna look at the 11 sectors, 11 spider sectors, ang pinakamahihina lang natin, consumer staples, materials, energy sector. Anything above 60% is considered strong. Lalo na if your sector is trading above the 10 and 20 day moving average. So, importante yan yung 10 and 20 mo. If your sector is not trading above the 10 and 20, ibig sabihin it's a very unfavorable sector to trade around or to have exposure in. So, looking at our market groups, we have industrials and water up to mining and nuclear. Having true composite score, true strength, true relative strength, and true trend strength. So, ito yung top 12 sectors na I think na dapat pag-focusan natin. So, mining, nuclear-related names, gold miners, SOCMED names, gaming and casino, also doing good. Aerospace and defense, semiconductor, cybersecurity also doing good. So, ang dami kong setup din nakikita in cybersecurity. For example, Rubrik. We have Rubrik pulling back near the $80 level. So, nagkaroon na tayong undercut and reclaim of this swing low level. We're already closing above the 10-day MA. So, pwedeng pullback setup. Pwede rin ang hinahanap ng support, yung 50-day moving average, but we can probe around at this point since we're recovering above the 10-day moving average. Another cybersecurity name or software name is Cloudflare. So we have this build-up pattern. Near all-time high. It's a clear saucer base para sa akin, or V-shaped recovery or V-shaped base. So ultimately, it's a reaccumulation pattern. Tapos may build-up pattern ka near all-time high. So, looking at the lower time frame, medyo it's not advisable to chase this level. Maybe we can buy at the retest at 182.60 or 183. Pwedeng buy on retest. Kind of entry siya. Yung with net. Okay, so that's cybersecurity. Discern Entertainment, PJ also doing good. Banks, Mag7 stocks, Industrial and Water names. So, mga top movers natin yesterday. Top daily movers, home builders, and passenger airlines. So, maybe itong home builders is doing good dahil dun sa dovish remarks, pati yung parang high probability rate cut for July. So, tingnan natin yung CME Fed Watch tool. Let's look at July. So, actually, medyo low probability pa rin. Low probability pa rin for a rate cut for July 30. If we're gonna look at the CME Fed Watch tool. Okay, so that's our sectors, that's our market groups. Ano ba yung mga key economic data releases na dapat nating bantayan? So today, merong speech si Fed Chair Powell ng 10 p.m. I'm not sure ano yung subject regarding this Fed talk ni Chair J. Powell. Pati Wednesday, may 10 p.m. Speech siya. Then on Thursday, we have durable goods orders, GDP growth rate for Q1, 8:30 p.m. And on Friday, we have core PCE, personal income, and personal spending. So quite heavy economic data week towards second half of the week. So GDP growth rate, pati core PCE. So this will set the tone with the inflation or parang monetary policy narrative. So will they become more dovish or will they retransition, or hindi naman retransition pero will they continue to become hawkish, diba? Kasi currently they're kind of hawkish, diba? Most importantly si Fed Chair Powell. Pero looking at other Fed presidents, yung iba nagsasabi July rate cut, high probability. So that's that. Bull momentum monitor, di ko na masyadong, since opening pre-market, di ko makita yung true data. Pero anyway, looking at the pre-market session, we have a lot of 20-day high breakouts, 50-day high breakouts in the tech sector, pati financial sector. So watch this space. Okay, so looking at my position, so far, doing good pa rin yung Reddit, TSSI, Nvidia. Actually, yung tagal ko na hawak to. Maybe I'll add on the breakout of the trading range, Nvidia. So, $500 risk lang din to. So, maybe I'll be adding on the break of 146. So, I'll be putting up an alert at 146. So, most likely, it's a big base breakout or big reaccumulation breakout. So, recently, fresh crossover yung 50-day mo with the 100-day moving average. So, I'm expecting some movement since we're already almost 5 days behind this crossover. So usually kasi may delayed reaction lang on this crossover. So it's also forming a constructive base after this mini square root pattern reaccumulation after earnings. So, di ba nagkaroon ka ng initial earnings gap up, nagkaroon ka ng initial follow through sell off, you have this recovery and then this consolidation. So that's Nvidia. Yung Sezzle ko, so far, still above the 10-day moving average. Also, Ava, after this post-earnings base breakout, I'm still holding this here. Roblox, non-stop, blackout rally. Katos, I'm planning to sell this either on the break below 42.62, I'll be selling half. Or if it breaks above 45. So, looking at the bigger picture, ito yung reaccumulation trading range na sinasabi natin, di ba? Dito tayo nag-position at the squat of the 20-day MA. Initially, nagkaroon ka ng fake out, nagkaroon ka ng squat, dito ako nag-enter at 33. Ito yung reaccumulation trading range mo. So, I believe this will be a critical area where there will be profit takers. Itong $44, $45 area. So, makikita din natin, we have this bearish candle. So, para siyang spinning top or kung ano man gusto mo itawag dyan, but clear message is you have an initial run up, but end of day, it got faded. Tapos, very indecisive candle. So, meron akong dalawang running orders with Katos. Isang OCO order na it will sell at 45, or if it closes below 42, 43, it will sell half. And then the remaining is gonna be sold at the break below of the 10-day MA. So, isang sell at 45 or 43. And then the last sell is at $41. So, dalawang bracket order. So, yan yung mga hawak ko. So, makwento ko lang, yesterday, ito, I have HIMS. Nag-accumulate ako dito at 56, 57. Tapos, ang nangyari kahapon, thankfully, I was scanning the markets no mga bandang gantong oras. 3:30, 4 p.m., 4 p.m., mga ganun, 4:15. Tapos, narinig ko yung alert ko at my break-even point, yung 59.84. Tapos, nakita ko yung news regarding termination ng contract ni Novo Nordisk with HIMS. So, since contract termination siya, it's a high-impact type of news. So, ang ginawa ko na lang, I sold at break-even, and then yung remaining, hinayaan ko na, binenta ko at 57.16. Hindi ko na inantayin na ma-hit yung stop loss area ko. Hindi ko na inantayin na ma-stop out ako. So, saan ba yun? Hindi ko lang makita yung HIMS. Ito, binili ko yung HIMS June 18. Then, binenta ko kahapon at 55.40. My last sell was at 55.40 before it reaches my hard stops at 50.66. $50.66. So, inunahan ko na. Thankfully, nandun ako. Present ako during that moment. Pero meron naman tayong orders na nakaset. So, if hindi man ma-hit, if worst comes to worst, ma-hit yung stop loss ko, madodown naman ako since naka-enable naman yung outside RTH. So, yun lang, kwento lang. That's my HIMS trade. I got stopped out. Eto, I got whipsawed with Spotify. Na-hit yung stop loss ko at 702. Oddly, na-hit yung stops ko. Hindi ko alam paano nangyari. Pero supposedly, dapat yung stops ko 700.50. So, paano ba nangyari dito? 705 ko pala na i-move yung 705 ko pala na move yung stops ko. So, nag-add nga pala ako dito at 720, which made my AEP or average cost to move higher. Yung AEP ko umabot ng 705-ish. So, halos break-even sell lang din siya, itong Spotify. Tapos, kahapon, I bought EVLV. Ito. Simply put, it's a post-earnings pullback play. So, after earnings, nag-rally, nag-pullback, breaks below the EVWAP, earnings EVWAP, even breaking below the 20-day moving average. And then, nag-create siya ng constructive channel. So, nung nag-breakout sa channel, dun ako nag-enter or nag-initial tranche. Actually, hinabol ko na yung kahapon yung isa kong tranche at 588, 590. So, it was a chase entry. So, ang ginawa ko na lang, yung stops ko, 540. Yung low of day, kahapon. So, that's my EVLV trade. Tapos, I also got stopped out with Hood. Ayun, sinundot lang yung stops ko at 74.50. Then, nag-recover. Anyway, di ko alam if babalikan ko pa siya. Pero so far, ang plano ko for today is to maybe buy guide wire since nag-hold naman yung 20-day moving average mo. So parang ano siya TSSI type of setup. Meron kang power earnings gap, nag-pull back, breaks below the earnings candle low of the power earnings gap candle. Ito yung earnings candle low mo nag-break below and then nag-recover, or it's trying to recover or about to recover. So my plan is to buy the break of 240, stops ko 233. So that's my initial tranche. And then maybe I'll be adding on the break of 250. So all-time high play ito, all-time high play siya. So the next target is at 290 or the $300 round number area. Tapos, may isa pa akong tinitignan itong AMBP. So looking at AMBP, it's under stage 1 accumulation, late stage 1. Bakit late stage 1? Since you have the 100-day, the 50-day moving average, basically all key moving averages sloping upward, tapos meron ka pang build-up pattern near this stage 1 resistance. So maganda dito, if it manages to break above this trading range, that's an entry point. But so far, wala pa akong entry with AMBP. I'll wait for a retest of 420. Hindi ko muna siya para i-chase at this point. Gusto ko kasi maging maganda yung reward risk, initial reward risk. So the initial selling point or selling area, tranche or scale out area is at 462. 450, roughly 450. So bakit? Kasi ito yung volume point of control, di ba? This is the next VPOC area of this trading range. Etong trading range na yan. So it's an area where you have a lot of break-even sellers. So at the same time, it's the VPOC area of this left side trading range. You know. Actually, considering muna ito, excluding the IPO candle. Yan, kahit ito muna. So, low expectation muna, syempre. If it reaches 462, tapos nag-breakout sa 460, then no problem. Pero for now, I'm just trading this build-up pattern. So, that's that. If it manages to break out of 450, 460, next target area mo na $6 Yun na yung next key level mo. Yan na yung next key level where there'll be a lot of break-even sellers. So another setup I'm looking at is FERG. So it's also building up near the resistance level. You have this nice constructive consolidation pattern after the earnings gap up. So my plan for FERG is to buy the break of 216 to 18. Stops ko tight lang at 210. Targets ko maybe way beyond this all-time high level. Pero I'll still assess if that's a viable option. If maging viable na option to hold this stock, no? So, ano ba yung stock na to? It's a plumbing and heating company. Parang HVAC related na yung plumbing. So, in terms of catalyst, fundamental catalyst, wala pa tayong makitang super convincing catalyst for FERG to do a strong rally. Another stock I'm looking at is Build-A-Bear. So we have this earnings gap up, you have an undercut, and reclaim setup, nag-reclaim, nag-consolidate. So it's forming this consolidation pattern above $50. So maganda yung setup niya overall. So if it breaks above 53, that's an entry point for me. Tighten ko na lang yung stop ko at 51.40. So if we're gonna make our measured targets, $60 target lang. You have a 3:1 reward risk. So not bad na rin. Ayun, so yun lang naman yung stocks in focus ko. You can review this watch list. Actually, meron na kayong access in the watch list channel. Yan o. Copy nyo na lang or save it as a watch list para makita nyo yung mga tinitignan kong stock. So far ito lang. More of ang priority ko is to manage this open positions eh. Kumbaga i-nurture ko yung meron ako. Yun yung focus ko right now. Okay, so to sum it all up, we're on a risk on market. Kailangan lang natin maging madiskarte on deploying our risk. Huwag mo nang super laki na VAR, or of minimal lang muna, and then prioritize in handling your winning positions. Okay, so that ends my daily update. So if you have any questions, chat nyo lang ako. Ingat kayo, God bless, and goodbye for now.